Happy New Year. It's amazing to stand here and think that a week ago today, we were in this situation where we're announcing a lot of bad news. And anytime I speak to any groups about any incident like this, the first thing we should always talk about are the victims. We could never forget the victims, those that are deceased and those that live with us and the families they left behind. Because at the end of the day, and you'll notice, I will never mention the suspect again. He's a disgrace. But the victims live on, and we could never speak about incidences like this and make it seem like it's the normal, that we're expecting another one. Honestly, I'm sick and tired of hearing about these. I'm sure all of you are as well. And we have to do more as a community, as elected officials, and really as community members to say, this has got to stop. This is not the norm. This is not acceptable under any circumstances.
Woo! That's right.
But like in every dark situation, there are people who bring light to the darkness. And I'm going to spend just very quickly mentioning amongst the tragedy that occurred, there are so many good things that come out of something so awful. For example, you heard stories of victims who were shielding each other, trying to protect themselves from this madman. The Monterey Park Police Department, their police officers, without hesitation, ran into that room. They didn't care if they were going to confront a suspect or not, but immediately went in there within minutes. Didn't hesitate. The police officers from the Alhambra Police Department, it's well documented what happened up here. Their communication and coordination with the Monterey Park police officers and other police officers helped get us information that ultimately led us to the capture of this suspect. Obviously, the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, with our vast resources, come in. We assist in any way that we could. And with the assistance of the Torrance Police Department and others, with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the ATF, I could go down a list. I cannot tell you how many phone calls I received from law enforcement agencies, either local, regional, state, federal. What do you need? What can we help you with? Everybody was ready to help, which contributed to arresting the suspect within 17 hours of the time that he committed the crime. And then I move on. When we're assisting the victims, the fire personnel, the Monterey Park Fire Department, and all the assisting allied agencies that came in without hesitation and probably saved many lives that could have perished, but their quick medical aid assisted along with the police officers who were there. And then the hospital staff that received all of the victims. Over and over and over, there's so many heroes that we haven't talked about, so many good things that our community came together to do. And then after that, post-event, all the victim assistance, all the mental health care needs that weren't only needed right after the event, but 24 hours and even today and ongoing. My partner at the Department of Mental Health, that's been just an extraordinary partner in this. It's amazing. And then I get to Brandon. I want to say early on, I mentioned that there was a hero involved in this. I never mentioned him. Out of respect for his name, and he seems to be just a little shy. Initially, it was about him and his family and protecting them. But we had seen some video footage of the things that were happening, and I was just in awe of his heroics. And just like I said, that light in the darkness, and everyone else I mentioned, and a big bright light in this is Brandon. And you guys recognize him, but as you're recognizing him and his heroics, there are others as well. So Brandon, if you could join me up here just really quick. And I want to mention, I don't have a certificate for Brandon because the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department was going to honor him want to spread the wealth here. He's getting a lot of recognition and certificates today. He'll get something, but I want you to know that when I first met him face to face about an hour ago, and he can tell you, I asked him, are you interested in being a deputy sheriff for the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department? And he said, I've never thought about that. Can you guys help me talk him into it? I think he'd make an outstanding law enforcement officer. Brandon, thank you very much.
Thank you, Sheriff. And our last speaker before we hear from the man of the hour is our County Assessor, Jeff Pragg.
That's hard to follow, the sheriff. And whose idea was it to put the county property tax assessor last? They thought that I would do a better job warming up the crowd, I guess. But I am one of the many elected officials who proudly represents Alhambra in the entire county. It's been my honor to be here today to add my voice to all of my colleagues who are here to say Happy New Year to Alhambra, Gang Hei Fa Choi, and to honor Brandon. I think all of us would like to think that in a moment of crisis that we would do what you did, Brandon. You did it instinctively. I don't know whether we would or not, but we all can, I think, envision ourselves trying to save people just as you did. The truth is that you did, and many lives were saved, and every one of us owe you a great debt of gratitude. I want to thank the Chamber and friends here at the Mayor and the City Council for inviting me to be part of this very special celebration. Happy New Year to everyone. And Brandon, I would like to also provide you a certificate. It may not be as fancy as the one that the supervisor gave, but make a copy of this and put it with your tax bill.
So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, as Brandon said,
bear with me for a moment. I'm quite new to this. I want to thank the city of Alhambra for this great honor. I also want to show appreciation to my family, my friends, and the local community. I don't know where I'll be without them. The situation still feels so surreal to me. I'm so glad that I have been able to receive so much support and understanding from the people. All your words of encouragement and praise have empowered me to reflect on my life and my personal philosophies. I realized that life is fragile. I feel that we as a community should spend our precious time reaching out to one another. Most of the victims I knew personally. They would always come by the dance studio, and I considered them friends. They were some of the most caring people I have ever met. And for them to be taken from us is such an excruciating experience. I wish for all the victims' families to be able to heal. I pray for them to be able to find joy again. The start of the new year has been extremely difficult, but we have the rest of the year to spread compassion and build back our community. I believe the people of Monterey Park are strong, and I believe that we can mend and grow from this tragedy. I want everyone to take the time to grieve, to mourn, to recover. But after, I want us, the people of this nation, to take action. For those who came out here today, and for those who are listening, I just want to say thank you. God bless America.
We'll do one last photo at the very end, if with the certificates. Let me just offer a few closing remarks and one other announcement. We just want to thank so many of you for joining us today. I know a number of you wanted to express personal thanks and offer support. In fact, we had China Airlines offer a flight for Brandon to go back to Taipei and back round trip. So that's exciting. And I know a lot of folks have things they want to say. So Brandon has made himself available after the program, after the ceremony. You can offer your thanks directly to Brandon while the time is available at the booth just to my right. You'll see him over there in a few moments if you'd like to, for the time that he's able to spend with us, particularly for the community members. This is not a time for the media to do interviews. I just want to clarify, as much as we love you all. But before we go, we're the Chamber of Commerce, and we spend our time trying to support all businesses in our community. And we have found the ability to, in a time of crisis, to come together and support our small businesses, our family-owned businesses. And so the Chamber, through its foundation, has set up a small business recovery fund for this incident for Monterey Park and Alhambra. And I'd like to invite Joseph Chow from Wells Fargo to come on up and offer a few words. He's got something he'd like to tell us about that work in support of small business.
Thank you. First of all, happy Lunar New Year. Joseph Chow with Wells Fargo Bank. I'm a district manager here locally. Again, thank you for the Alhambra Chamber and the City of Alhambra. And thank you all for showing up today. What a great crowd. And of course, thank you, Brandon. Truly remarkable. We at Wells Fargo are heartbroken by last week's shooting and the immeasurable loss the community experienced. And today, I'd like to share that Wells Fargo is committing $50,000 to support community recovery efforts. The fund will go to the Victim Assistance Fund, as well as the Alhambra Chamber, who will be working directly to help the Monterey Park and Alhambra small businesses recover from the events from last week. The AAPI community is resilient, and Wells Fargo has a history of being committed to helping this community. And we're here to commit to get the resources that it needs at this time. So I want to thank you all for coming out to celebrate the Lunar New Year with this great event. And I encourage you all to support our local small businesses. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you.